Díomh is Mr. Donegal Trasig, Cohirlach an board Stúrthóirí don Iarsaman Hunt. Tá fáilteas feather roimh go léir chuig an tuairscáil bliain túil a ailsiúin an seoinneamh. Tá áthas an dánaring leis an méid éachtaí atá buinte amach leis an Iarsaman Hunt le linn 2023. Gar maith. 2023 continued to have strong progress on our social impact, working with many local communities on projects ranging from gardening to videography to storytelling, very much working towards a more cohesive society that actively participates in cultural heritage. Our economic impact is reflected in the increased turnover with a larger contribution from retail sales and ticket sales to the overall budget result. Innovation delivered a successful pilot of a new participatory business model using corporate social responsibility with Cook Medical and Kings Island Volunteers, as well as winning the Heritage Council Award for the inspirational Seeing Without Sight exhibition, co-produced with our docents and some visually impaired volunteers. Our 5th year of implementing our Strategy 2025 went well with some key achievements under all 4 priorities of collections, public engagement, including education and community outreach, innovation and funding. Overall, 88% of the key performance indicators set out in the 2023 business plan were fully achieved.
Using one theme for the year focuses activities and doubles the return on the effort needed to deliver activities, events and workshops, at the same time as multiplying the Marcom's impact and the reach of the message. This year's theme was very topical: climate. Made the Hunt Museum more friendly in all our actions and activities, but also allowed us to use culture as a springboard to emotionally engage a wide audience in the issues around climate change without becoming preachy. The aim was to get people thinking, because many of us have stopped listening to facts, or the numbers have become meaningless. Our 3-platform approach stood us in good stead, with a very solid performance on each of the priorities. Virtual, more of the public, community and volunteer knowledge was captured in content improvements to the content management system, which powers our website and interactive timeline, allowing us to increase the numbers of stories and content that was available online. On the physical front, the development of a climate-aware culture within and without the museum. The measure was actually met with the use of the building management system to inform decisions around climate control and the like. On the human front, we have new communities using both the museum and the garden. So we had the visually impaired usage, autism accreditation, leading to more use by people with autism, an increase in participation in workshops by the Kings Island communities, and use by a number of charities in the city. Of our 24 KPIs, 21 were met in 2023 and 3 were missing. They were a comprehensive comms plan organised thematically for the year, a new cultural partnership being put in place, and increased funding from the Friends towards the museum. We are going to take a look now at our KPIs per priority.
All 3 KPIs were met in 2023. We aim to collect and tell the stories of the objects that make up the collection in the Hunt Museum. Priority 1 was we collected stories through new information on our objects from experts, docents and staff. We continued to digitise the collection in 2 and 3D and gathered visitor and community stories. Priority 2, the stories gathered were told through new improvements to descriptions and labelling, new interactives like this table, and mini displays in the museum and online through our Explore the Collection.
For priority 3, we continued with our ongoing programme of adding to the information about our collections on our database and archive. This included enriching the descriptions of objects and adding to our knowledge and research. We also reviewed 3 of our collections policies and created a documentation procedure manual. So we were delighted when during the year Dr. Anna McSweeney of Trinity College in Dublin approached us asking about some of the Islamic objects in our collection. In particular, she was interested in these ivory boxes. She was able to give us a wealth of information about how these boxes are made, but also about the historical and social context in which they were produced. This one in particular was very interesting because the cylindrical boxes like these are very rare. and more so because this one still contains its original fabric lining.
We jumped at the opportunity to host Ireland and the Birth of Europe exhibition in 2023. This exhibition was written and curated by Angela Byrne of the Department of Foreign Affairs and Dr. Damien Bracken of UCC. And it was curated to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Ireland's accession to the European Economic Community by highlighting Ireland's participation in the development of European identities since the collapse of the Roman Empire. This exhibition was a perfect opportunity to build on research, education and engagement resources from our EU-funded project, The Art of Reading in the Middle Ages. And we used the resources to enrich the experience with Museum in a Box, 3D prints, videos and activities such as calligraphy for kids. It was also an opportunity to display John Hunt's interest and knowledge by displaying the wealth of early Christian and medieval material we have in the museum, and to illustrate the story of Irish influence on knowledge, learning, written text and the development of European identities.
This year we met both of our KPIs, diversifying the exhibition programme with the importance of ceramics in Made of Earth, working with local Limerick ceramic artists, in moving to Visions of an Unsettled Earth with contemporary artists Fiona Kelly, Debbie Godsell and Sarah O'Flaherty. Then Ireland and the Birth of Europe, which attracted back a repeat visit for many traditional museum goers from across Ireland and around Europe. Then a whole new audience came with Nights Candles Are Burnt Out, Culture, Climate Change and Community. Out from technologists to environmentalists to lovers of Sean Keating. We held the LSAD second year art show with the painting students reinterpreting the Hunt Museum collection and had a lovely community exhibition in the Garden Gallery from the National Learning Network, part of the Rehab group. Nights Candles Are Burnt Out, Climate, Culture, Community and Change continued to attract a broad audience with particular strong take-up from schools and the public, contributing to an ongoing survey where they were asked to check off what they would do at the end of the exhibition. The results showed considerable individual actions, but very low desire to influence policy or change group behaviour, as well as 18 schools booking workshops, including 5 from County Limerick with the support from GreenSource for the cost of travel. A collaboration with Shannon Foyne's Port Authority on Shooting the Breeze was spawned. The culmination of the exhibition was Q1 of 2024 with the delivery of a Culture Climate Action Conference co-produced with Mary Immaculate College geography lecturer Dr. John Morrissey and supported by additional funds from the department. Speakers included Dr. Cara Augustenberg, Owen Dalton and Coleman O'Regan. Over 100 attendees contributed to a World Cafe, and a set of actions will be published in Q2 of 2024.
It was a pleasure to explore the story of this amazing Picasso painting and express it through physical theatre in the shared space in the Captain's Room.
We met our KPIs this year with a little bit of outside-the-box thinking. Sponsorship from GreenSource and funding from Science Festival Ireland enabled us to provide transport for schools who had never participated in our programmes before. Our new online programme, John Hunt, Collector and Archaeologist, enabled us to reach new schools without the need for them to attend the museum.
I really enjoyed creating the John Hunt Collector and Archaeologist online workshop. So far it has helped us engage with approximately 10 schools from rural Limerick. This workshop allows us to reach out to new schools in rural areas, introducing them to the Hunt Museum and the objects we have on display. Finding ways to overcome technological barriers and make an online workshop interactive and fun was a rewarding challenge. My highlight was the coordination and delivery of our Nights Candles STEAM education programme, which saw great engagement levels from 415 pupils, welcoming pupils from 14 schools from rural Limerick which had not previously engaged with the Hunt Museum.
So talking really on behalf of Simon Thompson, who abandoned us for Sing Out with Strings, the KPIs were met for community. And the storytelling project under the Social Intervention Fund with help from Paul Partnership and Vulture Island, as well as the many people from Limerick City Council, is going from strength to strength. with once-a-month storytelling sessions in Treaty City Brewery and a cohort of Kings Island volunteers up for creating a storytelling tourist attraction on the island itself. This, together with the work on the greenhouse and the garden, has really boosted our local community connections and relevance.
All KPIs were met this year, and we had 5 new docents join the team. They came together for day trips, collection conversations, lectures, and afternoon teas. They upskilled using money from the Older Person Grant from the Community Foundation of Ireland, gaining skills in fire safety, basic first aid, diversity and equality training, tour guide training, autism awareness training, dementia awareness training, and they partook in microcredit in the University of Limerick for art and architecture. They worked on many projects. In collection, they researched items and worked on the sensitivity audit. In education, new docents delivered workshops in Vikings, Bronze Age, and 800 years of fashion.
My name is Mary O'Connor. I've been a docent here since the museum opened, and we're going to look at some glass in one of the study rooms. This is a roundel from an abbey in Belgium, in Tongerloo, and shows the coat of arms of an earlier abbot. We also have a glass painted from the back with a mirrored surround, which comes from Poland or Germany, and shows St. Margaret of Antioch.
All our KPIs for 2023 were met. The great efforts were made at renewing memberships and gaining new memberships. We also introduced a new Friends membership to try and attract a new demographic. We held a number of fundraising events throughout the year, so that the Friends were great for getting involved in a number of different things such as raffles, our annual luncheon and a pub quiz. We also held some really wonderful outings to various cultural heritage sites in Ireland. We had several events such as a pre-performance concert with the Irish Chamber Orchestra and lectures with numerous guest speakers.
My highlight of the year was the making of this woven willow muck dove. Inspired by a miniature boar in the Hunt Museum collection, this muck dove was created during Heritage Week over a whole day of community engagement. Parents and children, tourists, passers-by, and a group of adults from the Brothers of Charity all stopped in to contribute part of this gorgeous pig. It was all brought together by a very talented willow artist, Lynn Kirkham, but this piece really belongs to the community and has already gone on tour to the City Council offices, to Kings Island Community Centre, and was even in the St. Patrick's Day Parade in 2024. The Recharge Living Lab project Weaving Willow was born out of participatory practices of co-ideation and co-creation with corporate, museum and community stakeholders. This living lab, in collaboration with corporate partner Cook Medical, resulted in 4 Hunt Museum object-inspired willow sculptures in the Hunt Museum garden, 1 living willow stent sculpture and living willow fence at Cook Medical, as well as 12 willow weaving workshops for the community and the public between the Hunt Museum and Cook Medical sites. These weaving workshops have resulted in a community-made muck dove sculpture, a hanging willow sculpture made by a group of young people from St. Gabriel's School that hung on a tree in the Hunt Museum garden for a month in the summer of 2023, as well as willow bird feeders and lanterns. In these workshops, participants learned a new heritage skill, engaged in a wellness activity, and came together to have fun.
In late October 2023, we secured autism-friendly accreditation for the museum. As part of this process, staff and volunteers completed autism awareness training. A series of accessibility resources for our website were created, including sensory maps and visual guides, which reduce anxiety for autistic people planning to visit us. The sensory audit, also completed during the accreditation process, will inform our work on the Inclusive Museum project in 2024. The Seeing Without Sight project and exhibition is a wonderful example of how co-creation with people with disabilities can expand access and inclusion in a museum setting. During it, we worked with blind and visually impaired people to produce audio descriptions for collection objects. These were then presented in the Seeing Without Sight multi-sensory exhibition, alongside high-quality 3D printed object replicas and the original objects. The exhibition information panel, providing background, was compatible with screen reading technology. In addition, large format and braille labels were also provided. This work is continuing under our Rethink Ireland funded project, Inclusive Museums, as part of which we're employing an autistic person.
We have very much enjoyed the process of researching and contacting Irish artists and makers to stock in our gift shop. It is our pleasure to inform our customers about the skill, time and effort involved in producing the pieces we have selected for sale in the gift shop. We have some beautiful, ethical, locally sourced goods for visitors and the many people in Limerick looking for that special present. We report a continued year-on-year improvement in the average visitor spend, which is notable in the current challenging retail environment.
We did very well in 2023, raising 45 grand of sponsorship for Lights Candles Are Burnt Out from companies such as ESB, Westar, Floating Wind, Shannon Airport Group, Shannon Foynes, Limerick City and County Council, Fulcher Ireland. We gained several Irish funding grants from the likes of Limerick.ie, the Regional Museums grant from the Department of Tourism and Culture. Also then on the EU projects front, with projects such as Recharge to develop new participatory business models for museums across Europe, which help fund posts in the museum, but also brought us closer to local firms such as Ernst & Young, Moore, Holmes & Malley Sexton, Cook Medical, Kirby Engineering, who also created the gorgeous dodecahedron that you see in the Hunt Museum in the garden, following very much in the footsteps of Takumi and Arup. Funding work on EU grants last year has resulted in the winning of a new EU project, 3D Big Data Space, which was confirmed actually in April 2024. Overall, we achieved more or less a break-even position on a turnover of 1.2 million.
This year, all our KPIs were met. Collaborating with Regeneron and Tidy Towns to give back to the community, embarked on a tremendous effort to spruce up the beautiful gardens at the museum. This year, we concentrated a lot of our efforts on sustainability and biodiversity to help our community long into the future. Over 120 amazing volunteers gave up their time and did a great job setting up the garden for the seasons ahead. We aim to improve our garden space year on year, giving back to the community a space to come and enjoy nature, surrounded by beautiful sculptures and wonderful views over the Shannon.
In 2023, the marketing team saw 72,000 visitors to our website with a wide international audience. Through training with Fulcher Ireland and their Digital That Delivers programme, we were better able to utilise GA4 and tracking our analytics for our website. All the social media platforms saw an increase of audiences, most notably with X, with over 250,000 impressions, and Facebook with over 300,000 impressions.
My highlight for marketing this year was helping to create a Marcom's plan for our exhibition Lights Candles Are Burnt Out.
My favourite project for 2023 was designing and curating the ESB ads wall for the exhibition Lights Candles Are Burnt Out.
Hi, my name is Gary O'Brien and I work in Mary Immaculate College in Limerick. So obviously I have a great interest in education and I see the work of the Hunt Museum as very much complementary to that. I have a background in community education as well, and the work that the Hunt does is really geared towards involvement of people from all walks of life. It's an inclusive and partnership-based mission, and it's just a pleasure to be involved with it, and I look forward to many years more.
So my name is Justyna Zwodzińska and I'm a director of Polish Arts Festival, and the Hunt Museum was the first place in Limerick that welcomed the festival, and that was many years ago, and it started becoming more community oriented. So I've been associated with the museum since then, and then I decided to join the board to have more influence on the way that the community and the way that different communities in Limerick can interact. And it's been tremendous, and I'm only delighted and honoured to be part of it and see how the museum is gaining strength every year. It's going from strength to strength, and there's more community projects and there's more communities doing exhibitions, doing events in the Hunt. So it's only really heartwarming experience.
Hello, my name is Joe O'Connell and my background is in education. as a former school principal and director of Limerick Education Centre. So I was particularly interested in getting involved with the Hunt Museum because of the richness of what is in the museum and how we can actually make that accessible to our school communities. So there's a superb education department here in the museum, and I've worked with them over the years to try and develop approaches, class programs, initiatives, different ways so that they can actually get all of the richness that they have, the knowledge that they have into our schools, and get our schools, students and young people then more engaged with, aware of and interested in all that's here in the Hunt Museum.
Hi everybody, my name is Sean McShane. I'm the company secretary of the Hunt Museum. Why I enjoy the museum, why I like to contribute my time towards the museum is because of the rich cultural contribution it gives to the Limerick City and the county at large. The diverse, broad range of collection and pieces that are in the museum that I would encourage everybody to certainly come and enjoy. It's a huge part, intrinsic part of the city. The gardens are beautiful. I love the aspect of the museum spilling out into the gardens, engaging with local enterprise to contribute towards maybe some of the pieces that are out in the garden. So I would certainly encourage you all to come to the museum and enjoy everything it has to offer.
Hello, my name is John Field. I work in the University of Limerick. I work in the area of finance. So I've worked on the board of the Hunt Museum, contributing to looking after their budgets and their financial statements and their annual audit. Reason I got involved in the museum is because it's an absolutely wonderful facility for the people in Limerick. It does fantastic work, and it's a beautiful place to spend some time, and it's some brilliant educational programs for schools and young people around the city. So I wanted to give my time to support such a very worthwhile institution in the city.
This is my last annual report for the Hunt Museum. I've hugely enjoyed the last 6 years and making Strategy 2025, which we started in 2019, come to fruition. Did this very much together with all the staff that you have seen in this annual report, but also with our docents, the friends, the enormous number of volunteers and community people which are out there in Limerick. Everybody has said yes, everybody's been really positive, and it's been fantastic to do this together. Thank you.